Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. We gotta get this going today. Now, in yesterday's video when we were moved right in with the macro lens, we were seeing stuff on the end of the needle. I kind of concluded that that was possibly the lubricant that I had put on the needle when I shoved the needle in from the back. But it did look kind of grungy, making me kind of wonder: is there possibly something on the inside of the nozzle? Now when I look at through the nozzle, I can see through it, but there could be something in there. There's got to be something that's, as one of the viewers said, it's a common problem to both needle sizes, the 0.5 millimeter and the 0.3 millimeter. I think it possibly is a dirt-related problem. I don't think that the damage that I did with the pliers has anything to do with it, because that's not where the part seals against the body or seals against this nut here that's in between the two. The seal is before and after, so I don't think that's it. It's something else. And I was using my little wrench and I was tightening it up. So I think it's probably a cleanliness issue. Now, it's kind of hard to see because it's so bright outside, but right now my little stars are twinkling. Yeah. I went out real early this morning. I did take a video early this morning. I'll show you. It was just starting to get light. And yeah, I'll show that to you later. I'll dub it in. Yeah, now about the Yamato. I mentioned in the last episode that I'm not going to build it. And I'm not even going to try. At first I thought it would be kind of interesting to see how it went together, and as I mentioned, I had thought of maybe just doing step one, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it away. I don't know who I'm going to give it away to. I'll just check with family and see if there's anybody here in Winnipeg that wants it, and if not, maybe I'll offer it on the model ship, and I'll mail it to whoever's promises me that they actually will make it, because they like to make these and they've made lots of them and they know how to do it. That's the type of person I'd like to give it to if family doesn't want it. So we'll see how that goes. And it would have to be someone that I could mail it to, you know. Now I know this in this day and age we can mail to almost everywhere in the world. And I don't have to mortgage the house to do it. Now, speaking of airbrushes, one of the viewers was talking about an airbrush, and I'm presuming that he's got it, and I think he called it the Pache H. I think that was it. Anyway, it's affordable. It's less than half the price that this was. It's a completely different style. If anybody else has that particular brush, let me know. What do you think of it? Tell me both ways. Yeah. Anyway, let's recompose here. Get this thing apart, and maybe I'll soak the nozzle in Windex first. I know that they say you're not supposed to use Windex, but I know it works really well at dissolving the whatever. Oh, one of the viewers made the comment that he had cleaned his parts in Windex that was in his ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, at least Windex won't explode. Yeah, I think it's the ammonia that's in the Windex original that is harmful to the parts. But anyway, we're getting off the subject here. Let's recompose and try and get this thing going. We probably won't spray today. It's getting too late. I was doing other stuff this morning, so let's get at it. I suppose I could have taken the top off of this and poured it out too. That might have made a little bit more sense, but I don't need very much of this, just enough to cover the part, the nozzle. Now, there is no use, cleaning stuff that I know is clean. For instance, this thing. I know that this is pristine. I've looked at it closely, and the little holes where the air goes through, they're completely free of anything. They're not plugged up. In other words, okay. This is in good shape. It's probably as cleaner than it was when it was new. Anyway, we don't need to worry about that. But these things here, now what we want to be able to do is get the Windex on the inside. Now there might be what you might call an airlock going on there right now. And I was mentioning to Tennessee Jim that I thought what I would do is I would take a couple of his Q-tips. Yeah, actually you can see a little bubble forming on the end there. Well, that means that there's air in there, so we don't want that. We want to be able to get in there, get the Windex in there. So yeah, so I'm going to take one of Tennessee Jim's little Q-tips. Where's one here? Just bear with me. Okay, I think this one is brand new. And from what I remember is these are just the right shape to go right in, almost all the way. Well, they won't come out the nozzle, of course, but they will clean out most of the inside. And then I had something that actually fit inside that nozzle. What was it? It wasn't a drill bit. I'll think of it. And I need something a little bit different to clasp onto this. I just wanted to try and force some Windex down on the inside. I don't want to damage the end of this either. And I'll get the other one. Okay, I know it didn't look very good, but I think we got it basically. Okay, I'm just doing this so that you can see what I'm planning to do here, because once I get the macro lens on, it's not going to show up too good. Alright, let's put our macro lens on and just get right in there. And I was thinking maybe, I don't think Windex is going to hurt my fingers, so why don't I just hold the thing in my fingers and put it on like that. Okay, you get the idea. Now these things are going to be really slippery, and I'm hoping that the rubber is not going to dissolve from the Windex. Just got to reposition this here for myself. And the idea is, maybe I should move this so I don't knock it over. Okay, we're going to just go right in, let us scrub around in there, and then pull it off and see if there's anything on the mini Q-tip. No, it is what you might call pristine. Well, that's kind of what I thought. All right, let's think of something else here. Oh, I was going to see if I could find something to stick up the hole in this thing. I think maybe it was a little brush I was using. Maybe that's what it was. It was around the middle of November that I got my Christmas lights and put them up in the window. And at that time I was saying things like, the beginning of December, I'll turn them on. Well, today is the 1st of December, and I did. I switched them on real early this morning. It was probably around 5:30 in the morning. It was still dark outside, so anybody driving by would be able to see them. Now, I was wondering, what are they going to look like from the road now that I dropped them down a few inches? If you recall, I had them up a little bit higher, and I thought they kind of looked a little askew. Yeah, they just weren't symmetrical. Well, I took my camera outside and set it up, and being very careful not to fall down, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to get back up, and I would be crawling back to the house on my hands and knees. Or probably a neighbor from across the street would have seen me. But anyway, yeah, we're kind of getting off the subject here, aren't we? Anyway, we got our Christmas lights up, and yes, they do show up really nice. I'm quite happy with the way they show up. Okay, I hope you like them. I like them. I'm going to leave them up probably until around the 20th of January. And that way it's going to cover everybody's holiday season. Well, almost everybody. Now, I don't want the viewers to get the wrong impression here and think that if they send me a photo, I'm going to put it on the, in the model ship. But this one really caught my eye. Robert sent it to us, and yeah, the barbette is part of the turret on his USS Wisconsin build. And I started to think, well, I wonder how much the Wisconsin is different from the Iowa that I'm building here. So I looked it up in Stefan's book, and here we got a really good drawing, and you can see that Robert's barbette is very much like Stefan's drawing. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Made for sort of a little interesting side venture here. Now, a while ago, I heard what you might call a rattling at my door. Well, it was sort of a scraping. And I knew that our friend Chris in Atikokan was going to be sending us something, and it should be here any day now, and I thought, well, maybe this is it. And when I looked in the monitor, here it's my neighbor. And she's out there, and she's cleaning off the front stoop. Wow. Anyway, she actually worked her way right down to the end of the driveway. I can't believe it. You know, there isn't a snowflake that stands a chance if it lands on Phyllis's driveway. She's just out there with her broom, and that snowflake is sort of trembling in its boots, you might say.
Thank you.
We have such great neighbors. Let me tell you, great neighbors. Now, I have looked at the end of this needle with a microscope, and I know there's no paint on it, but I'm just wiping it off with isopropyl here anyway. Yeah. Okay, it appears to be just as clean as when I wiped it off with the... But I'm sure it didn't pick up anything in the channel inside the airbrush there. Okay, I'm going to put the 0.5 millimeter back on. No, that's not real tight, it's just snug. Just snug. I know I got a couple of comments. People thought that possibly this nut wasn't tight, but that wasn't the problem either. Whoops, wrong one. Some people spray, they don't put this last protection cap on. And I guess it makes it a little easier for when you want to, you know, clean the tip off, that's for sure. Okay, we should be ready to go. But I just don't feel like it. My heart's just not in it at the moment. But I'll tell you what my heart is in. Just let me get this here. Okay. My heart is sort of in doing this. Although there is so much detail here that I'm going to end up plugging up. I just know that's going to happen. Maybe a little later on I'll try this again, but not right now. I've pretty much had it here for today. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.